talked about the Reds showing a bit of ticket. They showed a bit in the tents, didn't they?
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. Such a young group of guys, and they just applied themselves and enjoyed that occasion. And I think the fans enjoyed, what they were putting in. It was good.
What was the difference between the side on day two? They look a completely, almost different outfit in that Panasonic game compared to what we saw in the first two starts.
Yeah, well, that's probably partly my fault. And Paul Carozza, I didn't have a clue what was going on the first day. We had 4 front rowers in our team. Good on them, but we were having 5 minute sort of turnarounds, whereas we realised, okay, we've got a feel for it. The second game we improved, probably should have won the second game. And then the Panasonic game, we really started to crack into it, and then the most enjoyable one was the quarter final. The boys were really up for it, and it was just fast learning. You saw us, I hadn't really had any involvement in tens before, the group and the coaches, I guess you saw us have a learning curve. The good thing about it was you saw us learn pretty quick, so it was good.
You said a bit that you wanted to see something. It looked like in that quarter it sort of meant a fair bit to the boys, considering it was a pre-season tournament. Is that, a positive sign for you?
Yeah, it's just finals, I love playing in finals, and the boys do too. A lot of those young boys, I got 19-year-olds, Hocko, Blythe, Parisi and Hamish Stewart's. You got these young boys, but they love competing, they love playing. They've been used to playing in finals in the last couple of years. They want to, so it doesn't matter if it's tens, doesn't matter if it's flipping a coin. They want to compete, and they felt good having the Queensland jersey on. They felt good playing in front of their home crowd, and they put some stuff out there, and it was good.
Brad Wyndham almost upstaged just morning. Somebody could play there, wasn't he?
Yeah, they did really well, and I see them training away at Ballymore, and it was outstanding. So congratulations to them. Yeah, that was good.
Sorry, Brad, you said on stage you heard feedback last year that the team wasn't fighting at the end or showing fight. Is that one of the worst bits of feedback a player could ever get?
For me personally, as a player, not having a long coaching career, but telling as a player that would embarrass me and that would hurt me, and I couldn't probably tolerate that personally. When you're a player, that's fine because you can do something about that, the next week. But I'm not saying that was all the time, but there's some comments there, and people are going to pay hard-earned cash to come and support your team. At the least, they want to see you competing. So for me, competing on every play, competing for a full time at the 80 minutes or beyond. To me, surely that's a given. That's a starting point to me at the minimum.
Brad, Izzy Parisi had a good weekend. At some point he said as well that he wouldn't mind having a crack at fullback if the opportunity arose. Does he have what it takes to play in that position, do you think? Is he part of your thinking there at all?
Well, he's mainly, his main position's been in the wing. He's played in the 13 for us in NRC. But a guy like him, he's sort of like a guy you want over the park, wherever he is. I'm sure he could do a job at fullback. We'll see where we go there.
Tony, what sort of plans have you got? It's fairly immediate, straight in against Fiji. Would you consider giving Izzy some time at fullback, or what are your fullback thoughts there?
Probably need to talk to Paul Carozza a bit more about it, and Dumper, but we'll have a sit down and look at what we're going to do this week. Don't really sort of have an answer there for you. Aidan Tower's just come on board as well, so he's pretty handy in that role. You saw a guy like Jaden Armanu step up the other day. I thought he was outstanding. It's competition for spots. It's good. You just want to get your best players all out there, and that's the main goal.
Can you tell us a bit about Filippo? The first time you got your hands on him in country, it seems like he sort of came out of the blue a little bit in Brisbane Club Rugby. He's got an interesting past as well, playing soccer for Fiji.
Yeah. Sometimes that soccer background, I love when guys have come from different sports because they'll have different strengths. And when you soccer, you're constantly looking for space. You're aware of space around you, in front of you, and I think he's a guy. If he gets into space, he's a very dangerous man, isn't he? So he's every experience is good for him. He had the NRC. He has that experience there. For him, it's continuing to refine his game, and he's going along quietly, so it's good.
Thanks, guys.
Getting close now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is getting close. It was we had a good head out, obviously last week with the internal trial, and then the boys got some good experience, I think, against some other super teams this weekend at the Tens.
It's such a young side, and it's very difficult to gauge where the Reds are going to be at. There's no real trials against Super Rugby sides. Are you confident you're going to go all right?
Yeah, look, we're sort of confident in our ability, I think, and confident in the way we've been training. And look, to say, we're confident in the season. Look, you just can't really make those comments yet. But I think, definitely confident in the team and the boys, and I suppose the way they've been training.
Is rebuilding a word that's been used around the Reds?
Look, no, I don't think it is rebuilding. It is what it is, and the squad we've got, they're young, and there's not a lot of experience, but they're extremely keen, and that counts for a lot.
Because can you see, more broadly speaking, the gap between Aussie and New Zealand teams closing this year?
Look, you obviously want to hope so. I think, for us, I think especially the Reds, we're trying to play a different style of football. It's not about playing the same brand of Australian rugby that's been played over the last few years. I think there's a lot more skill base involved, and I think trying to get a lot more size into the Australian players, especially the Reds players, and keep that speed and that skill set is important.
When you look at the other squads in the comp, though, like the Rebels have obviously beefed up big time, some force players and sprinkled around the joint. It looks like other teams might have some improvement in them as well.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I think obviously you lose one of the Australian super franchises, and that adds wallabies and more experience into different teams. So look, in the Rebels, so they've obviously got a lot of experience come from Perth to join that Melbourne outfit. So look, they'll be a good team to play against.
Seeing the boys get those 2 wins yesterday, especially in the quarterfinal, I guess they were the underdogs. What was that like watching on? Was it making you itch to get out there?
Yeah, well, it was great to see. I think not so. They obviously was a slow start on the Friday, but come Saturday, the boys got a little bit of taste of that 10 sort of football, and just, I guess, focused on their own skills and what we've been doing at training, and it obviously showed. And they played some great footy. I think they were very unlucky in that semi-final.
As a spectator, what did you make of the 10s format? There's been a bit of discussion that haven't quite got the numbers crowd-wise they would have liked. What do you think of the tournament as someone that watched on this year?
Look, I think for us at this particular time, and this particular time of the season, I think it's great for the young boys to get experience playing against Super Rugby players. I think that's from what I can comment, that's what we got out of it this season.
Ben Mackay is in Melbourne, and he's our senior sports writer. Stiff, but what can you do?
Are the letters familiar?
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Hold that.
Just hold that, guys. On 1, 2, 3.